Good evening and welcome to Attract Mode presented by Lady Arcaders. My name is BigScared and I'll be your host this evening. As you know, Lady Arcaders is an all-women's gaming collective. We welcome all women in gaming, speedrunners, developers, casual fans alike. In addition to our cozy private community, we run weekly showcases on our Twitch channel right here, as well as larger charity events throughout the year. Our next charity event is the Lady Arcaders Super Showcase. Last 2023 submissions are currently open and they close this Saturday, the 20th. So please make sure that you sign up if you are trying to get a run or a volunteer application in. There should be a chat command for that if you are interested in knowing more. Tonight, we have a fantastic set of runs for you. The first one is a Love 3 100% run by Char Bunny. Take it away, Char.
Hello everyone! Hope you're having an absolutely wonderful day. My name is Char Bunny and I'm super duper excited to be bringing you this Love 3 100% one, but I'm not doing it alone. May, would you like to introduce yourself as well?
Yeah. So I'm May. I'm also a Love 3 runner. I've played this game for a few months now, and great. It's a fun game to run.
And you're crushing it for only a few months played. Many individual level records. Super excited and fortunate to have May here with me today. For any of you who might be even newer to Love 3, maybe haven't seen it before, this game moves really fast. It's a precision platformer that's very action-packed, so I'm actually going to start off by teaching everyone how to play. We're going to go through some of the basics here so that as soon as the action gets started, you're ready to follow along. So the first thing is, this is 5.8. We're wearing a top hat today because we can. That's not part of the base original game. This was a free add-on later. It's fantastic. So yeah, I got the hat. I've also got a wonderful trail. This is fantastic. And I can jump. Look at that. I can make it up to this platform. I can also, and this is a key mechanic of this game, set my own checkpoints. So here, I hit a button, and I now have this little ghost of me sort of on screen. That means I have a checkpoint set. Now, if I die by, falling into a spike pit, I'm going to reset exactly to there. That's going to be huge for us in terms of saving time, backtracking, death warping, all of those sorts of things, as well as adding a lot of safety to a run that's very determined to murder us at every chance it gets. Another thing to watch out for is if I do fall down and get stuck, which hopefully I won't do, you can manually death warp back. So I don't have to die in a pit or anything in order to death warp back to my checkpoint. I can hit a button, and there's this little countdown that appears. We actually do a little bit better than that. In the time attack mode we'll be using, the countdown doesn't appear. I can do this instantaneously. It is so fast to travel back to your checkpoints in this game, which is great. There is also a safety feature in this game that we're going to use exactly once. If I were to set my checkpoint in somewhere where I can't escape, the game gives us a way to reset the level, taking us back to the earliest spot in the level. We'll use this exactly once for a level where you do need to end up back at the starting point in order to save some time, so keep an eye out for that one when it shows up. Most things that are colored white in this game will murder you. Those are those spikes. The one thing that really doesn't is these trampolines, these little triangles that you'll see. They'll give us momentum in the direction that the triangle is facing. There is also one additional feature in this game, that is slow mode, or slow-mo, which both May and I kind of forgot existed until I was going through this again because we do not use it for the speedrun. This is slow. Look at this. I'm not moving very fast. I think it's actually banned in time attack mode, but
Yeah, you can't in time attack mode at all.
Not even close. But if you're watching this game going, wow, I'd love to pick this up, but things are moving too fast. Yeah, I don't know if this is for me. Keep in mind that is an option if you'd like to play it on your own time. So there we go. All of you in chat, congratulations. You are now certified Love 3 experts. I'm officially granting you that certification. I'm giving you a little badge. Ready? Boop. There you go. You're certified. All right, and with that, I think we're about ready to get started. I'm going to select time attack mode, and then I'm going to pause, and I'm going to actually restart to start the speedrun. That is because the background that you've been seeing on the menu the entire time, that's actually level 1. It's right there. It's right out in the open. And by doing this restart from the pause menu, I can actually see all the platforms I need to land on, so it gives me more of a target to aim for. With that, I think I'm ready. May, are you ready?
I am ready.
BigScared, you too. I guess I should check in on everyone on the call. How are you holding up?
I'm ready.
Yes, let's go. All right, chat, I hope you're ready too, because we are going to head and get started in 3, 2, 1, go. Alright, so already you can see we're running, we're jumping. The first level mostly is introducing us to that key mechanic, just kind of getting us used to moving around, which is fantastic. Now, if this was any percent, that's really all I would need to talk about, but because it's 100%, let's talk about what that means. Here you're going to see me jump on some platforms on the right, and they're going to light up a little bit. So we're going to get, oh, no, didn't quite get it. There's a dot 1, there's a dot 2, and we're going to get one more dot up here. What that does is it hits sort of a secret combination in the level that unlocks this area that we're in now. This area in the bottom left did not exist until I hit that combination. That key that we got on the bottom left is our first secret in the game. We do need to get a secret in every single one of the 24 levels leading up to the final level in order to complete 100%, and for 100% we're going to have to hit a button in the middle of the screen. One other thing to note is every level, in addition to having its own color and its own music, which is a fantastic detail, it's actually going to have its own unique mechanics. Oh, no, I dropped it. It'll come back. That is very uncommon, but can happen. You actually get an achievement for doing that, which is kind of fun. Oh, now this is in the way. This is fine. I had to get the gear to the right side of the screen to unlock the secret area, and this one, gears being the mechanic that's sort of unique to this area. One thing to know is once I get this secret up here, the gears actually dissolve, making the end of the level safer. Mate, would you like to take over and talk about this level so I can focus?
Yes, so this level you need to collect certain required trinkets to progress throughout the level. Some of them are required, some of them, as you'll see here, are not required. You can skip them. If you go into this corner and jump, you'll clip through a part of the level, and you can just skip it. And for this part, you're going to be sneaking into this little corridor here and doing some jump rope.
3, 4.
And then we're going to do a death warp over to the left, because this unlocks a secret area. Each level has one of the secret areas where you can collect a trinket. And they're always unlocked throughout the level.
Perfect. This is our first water level. Water moves a lot the same way you might expect in a video game, where if I'm jumping, I can move up. If I'm not jumping, I'm sort of falling down, and left and right just kind of work the same way they normally would. In this one, there's no secret, like, hit spot, but you'll notice these trinkets up here. They actually don't appear. Oh, dang it, that corridor is so rude. I'm gonna checkpoint here instead. We're just gonna do it the other way. The trinkets do not appear until you get close enough to them, so you don't know they're there until you're right there on top of them, which is always kind of interesting. With this level, the secret area that unlocks is this area up here. This did not exist again until I got those 2 trinkets. Once I fall down and get that final one, that was the actual secret. That's what counts towards our completion. We now have to wait for this floating water block. Floating water blocks are a thing that's going to happen a couple times in this game. This is our first instance of one. With the trinket though, all of our visual cues for timing it go away, which makes it a little bit harder to navigate. Here's where we get into the plot a little bit. May, how familiar are you with the plot of Love 3?
Oh, I'm somewhat familiar with it, but I think I've been more of a speedrunner of this game than following the plot.
Got it. Which is fine. Oh, by the way, it's our secret area. You can see there's a few pixels missing from that white section of death. That's how you know it's maybe not as deadly as it might first appear. With this game, the plot of it is not really apparent, but it does kind of exist, and that is that we are traveling through this factory in a post-apocalyptic wasteland to try to rescue the clones of ourselves. That's what we're doing with all of our secret collection, and we're gonna get the good ending for this game. So that level feels very factory, so it feels like it ties in well with the overall theme of the game. Here's though we see a lot of cycles. May, do you want to talk about this one?
Oh, this level has a lot of difficult cycles you have to make with these platforms, and a lot of dropping, and a lot of jumping at the right time to hit that perfect cycle.
Yeah,
very harsh.
Unfortunately, I am what we call off cycle right now. I made one mistake at the beginning, and now everything is different than it normally is, and so especially with this falling section, you can tell I can't really see what's at the bottom until I'm close to it. So it's difficult if you're not on the cycle where you know what to expect. That was one thing earlier because you have to deal with the cycles of the cannons as well as the cycles of the platforms, and so if those are slightly misaligned, you're not really expecting it, then that can be your downfall. But as you can see in this section, everything lines up pretty well. This is our secret area. We get the key, there goes the clone, and we're on to the next one. This level was inspired by Donkey Kong, by the way, as you can see maybe from these barrels following us down. First secret area is up, or first secret sort of hit spot in the level's up there. Oh, try to turn around the corner and look at the level at the same time, that's fine. The nice thing about wearing the hat, by the way, is the hat falls off every time you die, so you just get these little tiny decorations whenever you have a death. It makes it so much more cheerful than it would be otherwise. The next thing,
if I may interject.
Yeah, go for it.
The hat actually changes color whenever you die sometimes, and it'll stay like that for the rest of the level, unless you die again.
It absolutely will. Blue is the most common hat color, so that's what you're going to see most of the time, but we can get red, green, and purple. You might have seen some of those already. The first part of this level is usually pretty chill, because you're sort of following the barrels, so there's not too much to worry about. The second part, though, where you're chasing them uphill, means that you have to jump a lot more often. Watch the top right, you might just see the gate open for the secret area that we're about to get to. Here we're going to climb up the platforms. We're going to need to exit the level right there, so I'm going to leave a checkpoint there and then keep moving. When this happens, it's always scary because very suddenly that safety, that checkpoint that I get to put right behind me so I can recover instantly is now a lot further back. So those sections where we have to go checkpointless are definitely the scariest parts of the game. This one's very circles though. May, would you like to talk about circles and how great of a shape they are?
Oh, I love circles. You'll be seeing this a lot throughout the run, but there are a lot of cycles in this game. A lot of cycles that you have to either wait for or go really fast to hit. This being one of them with the big circle bar and those small bars in between.
Yes.
So, very tricky level.
Oh, we get the red hat, let's go. And that thankfully I was on cycle for me, so that was a level where I did manage to stay with the cycle I had planned for, so you can see how much smoother that goes compared to that blue level where I was off cycle and everything murdered me all the time. For this level we have gates, and as I stand on the button the gate slowly opens, and then as I go off the button the gate closes again. Our goal is to stand on the button for the minimum amount of time required to have the gate open before we sort of peace out and get rid of that. So like for this one, I'm looking at the gate on the left and just trying to make sure I give myself just the minimum amount of space to get over it. This is my favorite level in the whole game. It's yellow, it's bouncy, it's fantastic. Maybe would you like to talk about how this one is scary though for the 100%?
Yeah, this level is scary because you have to hit these 4 buttons essentially to unlock the secret, and if you die, you have to start over. And it's a huge time loss every time you die.
Absolutely, and you checkpoint on 3 out of 4. So if you die on the 4th one, you have to reset from the very beginning of the level in order to make the 100%.
Yeah, it's a brutal time loss.
Thankfully that did not happen to us, and we're on a pretty good spot. We're bouncing with these 2 barrels. That's a good sign that we're on a good cycle here, and that also lets me know at the bottom that that one's going to pop out and I can just jump right over it. Here we go into the pinball level where we have to climb all the way up to the top, and at 100%, guess what? We get to go all the way back to the bottom too. So much fun. Falling down through this level for the 100% is the trick that I have the most difficulty with still in this game. Like, I have a lot of skill in this game, been playing it for a long time, but oh my goodness, the falling section is just tricky because everything likes to be in your way.
I struggled with this level as well. It's a tough level to do 100% on. There's so much you gotta know about this level.
So it's this bottom platform, then this one over here, then this one over here, and now we get to the giant fall. You'll notice I've left my checkpoint at the top, meaning I just need to not die for this entire section. I have to try to make sure I hit that very tiny open and get the secret. And we made it through. I don't mind that I died there because at least we got the hard part done. Oh gosh. Alright, do you want to talk about this one and why we have to do top to bottom twice?
Yeah, so this button you have to hit all of the buttons to unlock the secret in this level by dropping down and then death warping. And it's to note, you can actually reset in the deathless mode by hitting the checkpoint reset button, so that's how you do that death warp. But you have to all these buttons and unlock this little secret here on the top right that you have to wait for these platforms to hit.
Yeah, these thankfully are a very consistent pattern. It's just a little like cycle block thing, so I do know where they're going to spawn in as long as I see where my first one is at. Here we're going to skip most of these triangles to get to the end, and this is the button! I need to not step on the button! Do you want to explain what we need to do to get 100% on this level while I try not to miss any of these little boxes?
Yeah, for this level you have to clear out all of the white boxes, just the white box, not any of the purple boxes, those respawn. But for the trinket in this level, you have to clear out every single box. It is a speedrunner's worst nightmare.
This level is also pretty slow for any percent, like, because you have to get through at least the purple boxes for that one, but in 100% where you have to get rid of all of the things, like, oh my goodness. You'll see me...
Warp Bucket is like over a minute long minimum.
Which is huge for this game. You'll notice I pointed the cannon upwards for a while at that point, and I didn't even get all of them, so we gotta go back down and do this again. I get to show you what's up there. Basically, I'm trying to clear some blocks... There we go, I'm listening for them as an audio cue that time. I'm trying to clear some blocks off screen so that we can continue with our 100% run. Now, one thing to note is this is one of the longest sections time-wise where we're not going to have our checkpoints. So my checkpoint's left all the way over there on the left. I'm going to try to clear out this entire right side and then warp back to it because the secret area that we're going to unlock is all the way back on that side of the screen. This just ends up being an sufficient spot to leave it. So I need to once again get rid of all the boxes. But the scary part is going to be a key once I do that is going to spawn below us. And I have to do it this way, which is, I don't even think I got that. We have to do another cycle. Don't worry, it's going back around.
The cannons are very slow to rotate, so if you miss those boxes, you gotta wait.
They're slow until you need to land them precisely, and then they're fast. There we go. So I jumped down early, trusting that I had the line up there, but now you can see why I waited on this side, because our secret area is all the way back to the right over here. So I'm gonna wait for all these fire bars to go away, and then we're gonna warp back up, and now I actually get to set checkpoints again. So this is where I get to breathe a sigh of relief that, all right, at least if I die at this point, I'm not resetting the entire level. Oh, and this is gonna be here, it's fine. If we run it this enough times, it lets us through. Neat! Helipods! Helipod controls were described by one of the runners, Hepanwana, as Flappy Bird meets grocery store shopping cart, which is, I think, my favorite description of them. They are incredibly momentum-based and difficult to control, especially if you're trying to fly in a straight horizontal line, which, spoilers, we will be doing next level. In order to get this one, I actually have to fly this kind of everywhere in the level. So I had to get some secret areas down there. I gotta now fly it through this gap back to where we started, death warp out, come back over here, get through this narrow gap, fly it to the top, free fall all the way down. I actually love this free falling section. It feels so nice. And now we have to navigate through some pretty tight corridors. May, do you want to take over while I try not to die in the helicopter?
Yes. This, if you hit all those 4 buttons, a little secret appears here that you fly through these little pillars. They're pretty tricky to fly through, honestly.
Yes.
And then you just collect the trinket, and after that, all of the helipods will despawn. And there's no more helipods.
The only ones, I know, it's like, I always say that too, it's like there's no more helipods and then they're on screen. It's like, well, those ones were spawned in beforehand, so they don't count.
For this level, we're going to be doing a little skip. There are these 4 challenges in each corner. We're just skipping all of that after we collect the trinket.
And we're even using the same trick to collect the trinket too. And this is where flying a helipod horizontally is harder than I made it look there, so it might take a few tries on the second time around.
Yeah, it's very finicky. It'll move very fast. That's what makes it so difficult.
You just have to keep like tapping that jump button in a very rhythmic pattern to make it through. That was pretty solid. I'm happy with only dying a couple times on that one. Alright, this level reminds me of IKEA. It's yellow. It has like do not enter signs. I need to go get the secret down here. Hold on. There we go.
Yeah.
The dangers of running both any percent and 100% is if you mess up and you do the wrong category, like you will not get the 100% run, and it's very sad. We will find out at the very end on the last cutscene whether or not we get this.
Fun fact, my one of my PBs for any percent, that's like 3rd place. That was a 99% of mine.
Okay, I need to go down here. This is why.
Yeah.
Let me through, please.
We're going down to the secret.
Yes. This is why we need to be a team here, so I remember to get all the secrets so you can all see the 100% ending. Oh gosh. Okay, we made it through that one. This level's red. It's very scary looking. We get triangles on circles in this level, which is one of the scariest things for me in this game. And that's because triangles let you fall through them a little bit before they give you their momentum. And so if they are on top of a circle, which is murderous, you can actually fall through the triangle and get killed on the circle as you're trying to progress. That's what we're going to see at the ending. But this is such a cool 100%. Do you want to explain what's about to happen with the slow-mo here?
Yeah, essentially, when we get to the end of this level, the level will reverse, and you'll see everything go backwards and slow. So then we've got to try to get back, and it's very dangerous. It's very tricky to do because
Yes, that part is one of my scariest parts. I'm really glad we got it. Okay, here's where we could do a death warp, or we could reset the level. So we're gonna do the level reset strategy. What that means is all the way back at the tutorial, remember that there was a way where I could skip all of my checkpoints and end up back at the start? That's what we're about to do in 3, 2, 1, reset! There we go. And that's because this level's mechanic is as we get these different trinkets keys, the level will actually disappear around us. So watch as we get this one, things just vanish. Now here's where we get exploding helipods. Helipods can break into certain walls and explode them. Worth noting though that the helipod does not kill you when it explodes. I am manually death warping every single time I hit one of those walls.
It should also be noted that you can't die in the helipod. You have to break the helipod before you can die.
Very true. This is frustrating when you're trying to crash the helipod into something because you want to death warp and the helipod's like, nope, we're in safety mode.
Yeah.
Oh, dang it. Okay. I've been getting that one, but I missed a little bit. So in theory, you're supposed to use that helipod to get across. It's safer to checkpoint next to that one, and then, you know, you have that checkpoint if you need to go back to it, but it's more fast to stay on this side. Here's our auto-scroller. Do you want to explain what the buttons do on this level?
Yeah, the buttons on this level will speed up these cubes that you're going through, and it's very tricky because to go into them accurately, you have to hold down for just the right amount of moment. You see Char died there, but it's very tough to do. They move very quickly.
And you can play with how optimal you want to try to make it work, but it's fun. So here we need to get this right side wall, and then immediately get the left side wall, and then try to get back in the box before it starts moving again. That's one of those spots on this level that you've got to watch out for. At the bottom, this part is always scary to me. This box on the left moves so fast, so I just have to hit the button. Yeah. I just have to hit the button and hope I jumped at the right time. It's always a little exciting. Here, these are some of the...
are also very tight.
They are. Yeah, these ones at the top are some of the hardest jumps in the game for some reason. Maybe the red level is the only other one that has jumps that are that width, but here, as long as we sort of creep underneath it, we can get back to the top, jump over it, and the cycle lines up that we don't have to wait for it on the way back, which is fantastic. Love that for us. I'm gonna run over the button just a little bit to advance this cycle. Doesn't matter if I die there because I'm just waiting for this box anyway. Would you like to talk about the ghosts on this level? That's what I call these enemies, yeah.
The ghosts on this level are very cycle-based, and it's very hard to hit a first cycle on this level. They are very tough. We can see Char hit that beautiful first jump there, though. And she's hitting those buttons that'll activate the secret up top. And from there, we're just gonna drop down here, and just avoid all these ghosts.
But this one's moving to the side now, so I gotta go fast there. I couldn't have checkpointed and made that because those ones were moving into the spot where they're just gonna be in my way. So that was very nice. And now we get to this level with these falling platforms. Do you want to explain the falling platforms too? Because this part I hate.
Yeah.
It's fine. It's really fun, but it's stressful because everything moves.
These platforms, when you touch them, they fall, but when they raise, they turn white and they kill you. So you have to perfectly dodge these platforms. And what some runners do is they checkpoint and reset so that all the platforms just reset back. Very nice.
And it may look like, why am I going on all these different platforms? Well, it's because this is the level with the most secret dots that you have to hit in order to complete it. Every one of these platforms that I'm running on has 3 dots that I must activate in order to unlock the final area. So this is by far like the most amount of secrets you have to get to unlock the secret area. It's kind of ridiculous.
It's probably the second longest 100% one in terms of level.
Definitely takes a while, but we got it. You may wonder why I checkpoint at the bottom and not the top of this. It is much faster to, oh, this is fine, we're doing this. It's much faster to climb this section than it is to fall down it because as those platforms fall, they actually sort of block off the path you would have wanted to take. So not exactly the best. Here is the eyeball unicycle level. I do use a safer strat here for runs like this just to make sure that I'm lining things up. But this is once again triangles on circles, so you know anything could really happen here. But it's very fun. These do move at your running speed, so once I'm on top of one, I can't adjust any farther forward. I can only adjust backwards, and even that's a dangerous proposition with how fast everything moves in this game. So it's important to sort of line things up when you land on them so that you don't have to adjust too much after the fact. That being said, this section is the part, oh come on, there we go.
Yeah, the cycle is very hard to do optimally. It's very risky with these ghosts moving back and forth. You can see it's very, very hard.
The ghosts are obnoxious. We're on one that's going to work now. No, right at the end. This is fine. We're gonna wait for the next one. I'm gonna do this strat instead. It's gonna murder me. This is fine. This is fine. What? Oh, gosh. So
this is one of the hard levels in my opinion.
It's brutal. And this is what it means to be off cycle, by the way. It's just everything suddenly falls apart. This level was actually harder in the original like draft versions of the game. The creator Fred Wood, shout out to Fred, did show like an early build of this game at one point, and that level was somehow even eviler, if you can believe it. Here,
well, I didn't know.
Yes. If you haven't seen it, it's really fun. Here we're back to exploding helipods. I'm going to climb this one all the way up to the top. I'm looking at certain cycles on these like gates to try to just know when I can hold a button. Depending on when I death warp, I think the hat got stuck in the ceiling, which is kind of fun. We'll see it again on our way through. Sometimes the hat will actually fall down, and as you're doing the climbing section, it'll pass you on the way down, which is fun.
As you can see, it's stuck in that projectile right there. They get stuck in the projectile.
They will fall until they hit something. Oh, I forgot. Oh gosh, it's fine. They will fall until they hit something, and then they assume that gravity no longer exists anymore, so you can find them in some really fun spots. We're getting... I'm too distracted by the hats. Just look at that. They're so much fun. This is fine.
It's so cute.
Second to last level, guillotines on this one. That was our secret spot we had to hit off to the right, so now I just have to sort of make it through the rest of this. And there is no secret on the final level, but there is a difference with how we run it versus any percent. Do you want to start to talk about how the final level works and how that's laid out?
Oh yes, for the last level, there are these 4 challenges you gotta do in each quadrant, right? And these challenges are like, it's kind of like a test of what you've learned throughout the game. But speedrunners just skip it.
We don't for 100%, yeah, okay.
Yeah, for 100% it's different because if you do the trick that skips this level, you only get 99%. Speedrunners cannot just skip the level for 100%.
Right, that bottom right corner is the scariest one because as you may have seen, I had a checkpoint that I warped back to, meaning I went for a long time without a checkpoint, and there's a lot that wants to murder you in that section. Just get right over the fact that we did our next ceiling clip, by the way. If there's 2 slope surfaces that are next to each other, like really close together, it's a good chance you can sort of clip through the top one. Here, the
we'll
code...
be doing a little puzzle here. It's a 2, 3, 1.
Yep, and that mirrors, I think, the Deku Tree in Ocarina of Time, one of the Legend of Zelda games. We get
yeah, I think that's it. Yeah,
We're almost done. We get our thumps. That is our final key here. We hit the button. The screen's gonna explode, which means we did get 100%. It doesn't do that if you don't get 100%. Time is coming up very soon. We're gonna fall at the bottom of the level here. So time will be when the timer on screen fades out, which is now. That was time.
1939, that's pretty good.
Sub 20 is what I was hoping for, so I'm glad that we managed to pull that one through. This is the good ending, by the way. This is a different ending than you get for any percent, where because we got all the secrets, saw all those clones throughout the game, we do get all of the friends to come with us as we make our way back out of that machine and into the snowy apocalyptic wasteland. Remember the plot that we talked about all the way back on level 5? Yep, here we go. Here was the payoff. We did it. So there we go. That was Love 3 100% in just under 20 minutes. You can see 118 deaths. A lot of those are intentional resets, but some of those are super not. Slow-mo time is disabled, and we did get the 100% for the secrets down at the bottom. I'm going to go back to the menu just so we got some chill music, but thank you, everyone. I guess. Thank you so much. Oh, this is a super fun category. I'm really glad I got to show it off. May, would you like to start us off with any final comments or shout-outs that you'd like to do?
No, that was a really good run. It was a really good showcase of this game. I hope more people play this game. It's really good. And just, yeah, really good.
Absolutely. Yeah, this game is out PC on Switch as well. So you've got a couple different options for how you might want to try this one out, either locally or on the go. Thank you again to Lady Arcaders for having me today. I love this game. I'm always excited to show it off. Their Super Showcase last year was really great too. So if you haven't checked out and done some submissions for this next upcoming event, I would highly encourage you to do that. And shout out to the rest of the Love 3 community for being fantastic. It's a great community to support each other, share new tricks and everything, so I very much appreciated that. And thank you, BigScared, for hosting for us today. Yay! It has so much fun.
Where can we find you?
You can find me at twitch.tv/char_bunny. I've been doing this game. I recently did a creepy hamster game. I also run Mario Maker. It's pretty fun. I like to do that. I do have a YouTube channel too, mostly speedrunning, so if you'd like to see this game but done more optimally, you can also check things out there. And then May, again, shoutouts, thanks you for joining me on commentary today. It was great to have you here. Really enjoyed how much detail you were able to add into the run and sharing your perspective on everything. So, yay, thank you so much.
Yeah, May, where can we find you as well?
I don't stream on Twitch, but I do YouTube videos on youtube.com/Sapphic System. That's where I'm usually doing all my stuff.
Fantastic. Congratulations again on a fantastic run of Love 3.
Thank you.
Don't go anywhere, chat. We have another high skill, high precision run coming up after this break. Welcome back, everyone. Thank you so much for joining us tonight on Attract Mode here on Lady Arcaders. Next up, this upcoming Sunday, the 21st on Attract Mode is The Chant by BigScared? That's me! So, if you want to join me on a very unique spiritual retreat out on Glory Island, we'll go see some funky little plants and some very special little dudes. This is a mature audiences stream, so viewers beware. You might get a little bit scared while you're there. Additionally, if you are interested in participating in Lady Arcaders, our Super Showcase is running from the 6th to the 9th of July. We are raising money for CARE, and we would love to have you participate. Submissions are still open for both runs and volunteer applications, and we're looking for showcases and volunteers of all kinds. So if you have a challenge run in mind, you want to show off your Animal Crossing town, you want to do a deep lore dive into Raccoon City, which is one of my favorite things to do, submit your pitch, and we would love to show it off. If you don't want to submit a pitch for a run and you want to help out in other ways, maybe join the commentary crew like I have. You can find more information about this in chat at the link or at our homepage at ladyarcaders.com. There's also links on all of our socials, so feel free to follow, like, retweet, share with your friends, get the word out. The deadline is the 20th. Stick around for the raid. We are about to go over to see Pleasantly Twisted, who is a fantastic challenge runner and speedrunner herself. Tonight she is playing Kirby Nightmare in Dreamland for the very first time. It is, we hear, a very exceptional first playthrough. So come along with us, join us for the raid, and more importantly, thank you for watching tonight. Have a great rest of your evening, and we will see you soon.